Food marketing experts are very smart and savvy. They know how to sell food in ways that make you want to buy it. Today I'm joined by Morgan Arthur, Wellness Director with the Spring Valley YMCA. And Morgan, thanks for being with us.
Great to be here with you, Beth.
So many of the marketing tricks today are aimed at two things. One, making food appear healthy when often it isn't. And two, food aimed at kids.
Definitely aimed at trying to trick our children into buying something they shouldn't be eating.
Great. Let's talk just for a minute about a marketing study that was done. I think kids are so susceptible to what they see on TV and what they see around them, and this sort of illustrates this. The children were given two sets of food. One was wrapped in a plain wrapper, and the other one was wrapped in a wrapper from a very popular fast food restaurant. And it was the exact same food, but the kids automatically said that the food in the fast food restaurant wrapper tasted better and was better. Do you see this?
Well, it goes to show you how powerful marketing actually is, and that's why we have to take a little extra time and actually look into the actual ingredients that are in the foods that we're eating, not just what it says on the box.
So, and that's sort of our big tip, is that you have to actually look at the ingredients and not just stop at the box.
Yeah, I think that's what they're actually saying is in the bag or the box not necessarily is always true. For instance, we have bag of popcorn here. We've been told forever that bad popcorn is a healthy treat, and
this one says light.
It says light. That even makes it supposed to be so much healthier, so to speak. But when we look at the bag and we compare it out, we have several servings in that bag, along with a lot of fats, a lot of calories, and a lot of salt. So, in retrospect, it's not really as good as it says it's supposed to be.
Great. Same thing with granola bars. We've been conditioned.
Granola bars and granola cereal are really surprising. We've been told that, yes, eat granola, it's a healthy snack, but yet granola itself is very high in saturated fats, gives you a lot of calories. And when you look at the so-called granola bars, or their health bars, they're nothing more than a glorified candy bar. You can compare them to most of your regular candy bars, and they're going to be pretty close to the same. So It's not necessarily the best thing to be eating.
Here's one of my favorites, veggie chips. It has the word veggie in it. It's sold under all kinds of different labels, and so we think, okay.
It's pretty colored potato chips is basically what it comes down to. When you look at a potato, it's a great vegetable. There's nothing wrong with the potato. It has lots of nutrients in it, lots of fiber. But what we do to give it such a bad name is the way we prepare it. We automatically fry everything, or we put it in oils. If I took the best little baby carrot, squash, or zucchini, and I deep fried it, it's going to come out to be a potato chip too. So we have to watch those things.
All right. Cereal snack mix, another one. I think a lot of parents think, well, it's got cereal in it, so it must be healthy.
As long as it says there's cereal in there, they think it's good. But if you turn it over and you take a look, that actually has very little cereal actually in it, and a whole bunch of sugar and fats.
Soybean oil, partially hydrogenated oil,
yes,
or
all
some
the things
of the
we're not supposed to be consuming, I'm sure, are in there.
Okay. Another one that's big for a lot of parents. We've been told that peanut butter and jelly is healthy, but there's convenience peanut butter and jelly packages these days, and they are junk.
Well, peanut butter is a good product. A good natural peanut butter is a product. But when you look at this particular item, yeah, there is a little bit of peanut butter in there, so I'm not going to argue with you that, but it's covered with a highly sugared jelly and then covered with white dough. There's nothing, no whole grain in it. There's nothing of really any value in there for us. If you want a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich, take your child home, get them a good natural form of peanut butter with some no sugar added jelly or jam, put it on a nice piece of whole wheat bread, whole grain bread. They are not going to know the difference, and it'll be 10 times better for them all the way around.
And it really only takes you a few minutes to make.
Sure, that's fun. You can get your child involved and let them make their own sandwich with things like that.
Great, terrific. How about we have sort of the whole range of food that I like to call whole grain junk food. There's an awful lot of that. For instance, we have here some rice cakes. And there may be some whole grains in that, but there's also
well, they say, yeah, we should eat whole grains, so that's like a big buzzword. Everybody's running out to buy whole grains, so you see it posted on all these little packages and so forth. In reality, you have to turn it over again and look at the ingredients and make sure that there's whole grain and enough that it's actually being worthwhile you eating it.
Okay.
If it's, the biggest, the smallest, it goes on the back of the package. So you want to look at your largest amount to your smallest amount.
So the first ingredient you see is what's the most?
That's the one. If it's the first ingredient, you probably have a substantial amount of whole grain in there. But if it's not in the top 5, you're kind of wasting your time eating.
And also, if sugar or oil or something is in the top
5, you're hurting yourself rather than gaining anything. There's not enough in it to outbalances itself.
So you really want to look at that label.
Yes, you do.
Here's multi-grain chips. same thing. They're essentially just potato chips.
That's why it's so confusing for us. It has our parents wondering, they're in a hurry, so they're looking at the first item that catches their eye, and the marketers know that these are the things going to make them grab that item without looking at the ingredients on the back.
Here's a childhood favorite, those little yellow and orange fish, and it says whole grain, so automatically we think.
You're going to grab, but there's very little whole grain in there at all. It's nothing more than a potato chip. It's just a different colored, full of saturated fats.
Here's one that I think is a prime example. Animal crackers, and they're actually animal cookies, and on the label it says a good source of calcium, no trans fat, no cholesterol, not a whole lot of calories, but when you turn it over, it's wheat flour, not whole grain flour.
There is a big difference between wheat flour and whole grain flour.
You want to look for the word
whole grain is very, very important.
And the second ingredient is sugar.
Sugar.
And the third ingredient is soybean oil.
If anything's in the top 5, if sugar's in your top 5, you really should probably stay away from it. It's really not best for you.
There's also a whole section of food that has additives in it now, so that, for instance, here we have Hershey syrup, chocolate syrup with calcium added to it. So we think, okay, well, it has calcium, so it must be good.
Get your cow from a good glass of milk. This is nothing more than chocolate syrup. You can't put enough calcium in the amount of chocolate syrup you're going to do us any benefit or do us any good. It's just another trick to make you think that you're getting something that you're really not.
We only have a minute or two left, but on to drinks, because this is such a big issue for kids today. Soda, 13 teaspoons of sugar in one 12-ounce can of soda.
Yeah, these are very, they're not only unhealthy, but they're very dangerous today. We not only have the sugar and the caffeine that we have in a soda, but now they're taking these drinks, and to me they're like a drink on steroids.
Energy drinks.
Pump the energy, actually the energy drinks. And we think, oh, it says energy, so it must be good for us. Some of these are like drinking 15, 16 cups of coffee. Our children are consuming these because of the prettiness of the can and all the advertisements, and it's causing liver failure, kidney failure. So it's a very, very unhealthy thing to do.
Do you see this among some of the athletes?
All the time, and I see it continually, especially they feel that it's enhancing their athletic abilities, and we're trying to get the point across to them that it is not the way to enhance your athletic ability. These are just very short-lived, and it's really dangerous for your nervous system.
And there's a difference between the traditional sports drink.
Of course. When you're replacing your electrolytes and you're drinking a drink with low sugar, low salt, things like that, that is good for you. Water is still the best in the world. Let's face it, you're not going to get better than water. But if you're going to drink something, like we're pretty used to the one item that everybody's been drinking, and all in all, it's not really a bad product. It's the ones that they boosted and put all the extras in that are dangerous.
Super. Morgan, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Nice to be here.
We want to remind people, for more information, to visit our website. Food marketers are very smart. They know how to sell their food so that it appears to be healthy, especially food that's aimed at kids. Turn the box over and actually read the ingredients. Watch out for things like sugar and oil being in the top 5 ingredients, and see if whole grain really is one of the ingredients. Watch out for those energy drinks. They often have too much caffeine and sugar and are not healthy for children. For more information, visit our website.